挣脱的黑夜手一盏孤灯。
Someone shared that earlier this week, Deputy Director of China's Immigration Bureau said the bureau should strictly control travels by ordinary Chinese people, strictly examining applications for entry and exit documents for non-essential travels, discourage and restrict mainland residents from visiting their friends abroad and taking part in other unnecessary and non-urgent overseas activities. Someone also noted that 46 land ports and 66 convenient entries have been closed. Beijing is clearly attempting to close China's borders in the name of epidemic prevention. Someone replied, actually it is almost the same whether one stays in China or comes to the US at this point. If fairness and justice can prevail this time, the future of China will be flourishing and full of opportunities. But if this time the CCP's wish is fulfilled, then the entire world will have a dark future ahead. Someone said, in China, developers are not allowed to sell houses at lower prices. Pharmacies are not allowed to sell low-priced medicines. Gas stations are not allowed to sell low-priced gas. Then, when being asked, who is the public enemy of the Chinese people? The response that the CCP provided was Pompeo. Someone shared that recently a gaming company called Duoyi in Guangzhou City planned to cut employees' salaries. But the reason it stated in a public announcement was that this year the company's profits have increased significantly. Thus, employees were allowed to voluntarily apply for a monthly salary reduction of 10%. Later, the company offered an explanation and said, voluntary salary reduction is a reasonable and legal right that employees hold. All employees, including team leaders, voluntarily applied to take part in the salary reduction campaign. They were genuinely satisfied for being able to. Someone commented, this is as if they were forced to be happy when there was an increase in oil prices. Someone shared that according to reports, in China, the proportion of people supporting delaying retirement age has increased to 79%. Someone said, clearly the CCP was way too low-key in this report. Why didn't it say 100%? Someone shared that this is a gas station of PetroChina in Myanmar. The 92-octane gasoline is 3.12 yuan per liter, and the 95-octane gasoline is 3.58 yuan per liter. Someone mocked by explaining, China has a large management-oriented government with financial support staff more than 10 times or even dozens of times that of other countries. Taxation alone will definitely not work, so everything is expensive. Someone shared the gas price in Shandong and said the 92-octane gasoline is 2.99 yuan per liter and the 95-octane gasoline is 3.88 yuan per liter. The CCP's mouthpiece, People's Daily, shared an article that former U.S. officials warned that postponing the presidential appointment would threaten U.S. national security. Someone replied, the CCP should focus on paying attention to the suffering of the Chinese people in China. Someone shared a video clip and said, in China, many people living at the bottom tier of society are struggling to survive. Someone shared another video clip and said, these people are actually lucky. Some people can't even move anymore, but they are also striving to survive. Someone shared that homesteads in rural China have always been residential land owned by farmers. Farmers can live in them free of charge. The Chinese government is planning to charge a full-use fee on the homesteads. This new policy has already been implemented in Xinjiang of Henan province. This essentially implies that Chinese farmers will have to pay this fee in the future. Someone recalled, during the Cultural Revolution era, the CCP once asked farmers to fight against landlords, but now it is starting to fight against farmers. Someone replied, the CCP does not even spare farmers' homesteads. Those who felt that the real estate tax will not be charged should also wake up. Someone replied, in reality, the CCP has already collected the fee of homesteads in many places. Someone replied, actually many years ago, the CCP had already started to charge fees on rural homesteads. As far as I recall, around 2000, the fee for a 300 square meter homestead was around 5,000 yuan. Someone shared that Beijing is tightening its control over people's thoughts, words, and deeds. Someone said that a teacher came back from a meeting and said the school administration had launched a so-called Heart Strike Week campaign for 2 weeks and had set targets. During this period, one teacher must discipline 3 students. Someone replied, this is not at all surprising nor unusual. Back during Mao's era, the CCP also issued targets for killing landlords. Those who failed to meet the targets faced horrifying consequences. Someone shared that the CCP is robbing people's private property under the banner of communism. Now the US may also embark on the trajectory that the CCP led China to embark on if Biden becomes president. By then, the CCP dictator and the financial tycoons in the US will celebrate. The world will be controlled by these people. Someone shared this video that was shot in New York. People gathered while preparing for a big pro-Trump rally on the 14th.
Yeah, Trump, baby. You want to see the president?
Someone commented, I really don't think the Democratic Party can succeed. Those who support Trump are not for money, but for faith. Someone replied, me too, I'm not a Trump fan, but I support Trump because he defends the moral conscience of mankind and stands up for justice, democracy, and freedom, and helps universal human values to prevail. Someone shared another video clip and said, many people rushed to DC from various states to participate in the Saturday March.
This Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my block. And the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president. And if you like,
child, we will take you in. Child, we will bring you home. You'll be a flower that sees the spring. Soon a dove flying high.